Today, packing for action photography, videography in the Sea of Cortez. What am I taking it, and how am I packing it to get down there? Hi everybody, it's Hudson. Welcome to this week's video. So I'm in the Sea of Cortez while you're watching this, doing some kite surfing, celebrating a good friend's birthday, and doing some action photography. And I kind of deliberated on what am I going to take? It's a short trip. I don't have the family with me. I'm able to really get in, do a bunch of kite surfing. I'm going with some really good kite foilers and kite boarders, kite surfers. Thought it might be fun to create some cool footage and images of this mecca down there for wind sports. Also, there's tons and tons of seabirds and birds of prey flying around. It's a really spectacular place down on the Sea of Cortez where we go, La Ventana. So I thought I'd share a quick video, what I've got with me down there and how I got it down there. Couple of Easter eggs in this. There's a couple of new cool products for those that have been tracking, what I use and what I recommend. I won't necessarily highlight them, but I'll bet a bunch of you might notice. You can hit me up about what those might be. I'll be announcing both of them soon. Anyhow, so I've got my NYA-EVO bag here. I'm going to carry this on the plane. And the reason I'm going to carry it on instead of rolling my Pelican case like I often do with photo equipment is that I got two big roller bags I'm going to be bringing with me. I'm gear heavy on this trip, so I'm kind of trying to get a real professional kit that I can do some great action work with that's not a whole lot of weight. And there's a couple of cool things I want to test out. Actually, there's several products in here that are new. But I thought about this a lot, and I'm really paring it down. It's going to be action photography, a little knocking around with friends. I want a really flexible, not too heavy kit. So I'm bringing the Z9. The Z9 is, of course, my premier action photography beast. It fits right here in the center of my medium internal camera unit in the NYA-EVO world, my removable camera insert. I'm taking my 100 to 400, obviously. I've got the 1.4 teleconverter for that up here in the upper section of this bag. I always like to keep a little stretchy band around the hood of that lens to keep it from accidentally falling out. I've got my 24 to 120 jack of all trades. So this takes me from 24 to 560 essentially using the 1.4 teleconverter on the 100 to 400 with just two lenses. And then just something I want to test, I've got an extra head here, my Acrotech Ultimate head, and a brand new product from Move Shoot Move that I'll be testing out and talking more about as we come into this summer's Milky Way shooting period. It's the new Nomad. Probably a lot of you've seen it. I'll put a link to it in this video's description. But I'm going to be testing that out, assuming that we have good weather and clear nights because the stars are beautiful down there, along with my 20mm 1.8. That gives me a fast wide-angle lens I can do landscapes with, or I can do star photography. This is my favorite star lens ever, the 21.8 new Z lens. Alongside all that, each of those three lenses is 77mm, so I'm just bringing my 82mm case filter kit. I got my circular polarizer, my 3.6 10-stop neutral density filters, a UV filter for saltwater spray, a 16-stop filter that I'm testing for the Eclipse, and I know I love it. It could also let me do some really long exposures if I want, and a neutral night filter for the night work, alongside a 77 to 82mm magnetic adapter ring with an 82mm pinch cap on it. So that's basically the photography and videography, well, half of the videography kit that I'm taking. I'll throw my laptop in the front sleeve of this. I'll put my headphones in there, as well as the batteries from my GoPro Hero 10 and my DJI Air 3, which I'm going to be using down there too to capture some kite surfing. So whenever I take this, I always put it in the carry-on or in the checked bag, but I pull its battery pack out. I'm going to take the battery out of the drone, put it in its charging case. One thing I love about the Air 3 is this beautiful charging case. So I'll put that in there. Whoops, that's backwards. Like so. That will go in my backpack because lithium ions can't go in the hold. I'll stick some socks and underwear or something, board shorts in there, just to round that cavity out. I'll take the GoPro Hero 10 that I can actually take with me while riding and kite surfing. And it also just is a nice little video camera. I can even do an ATS like this with it, alongside a Zoom 32-bit float mic that I love, just in case I want to do some better audio than the GoPro has built in. And that's in my little NYA-EVO accessory pouch with strap, so it's easy for me to grab the GoPro, 4 batteries, and the mic, should I need it. And I went round and round. I thought a lot about my tall, light fluid head. Whenever I don't take it, I wish that I did. But the ultralight is an amazing, amazing tripod. It's plenty to work with the Move Shoot Move, the Z9, the 20mm for some night photography. With spikes on it, it's the perfect height for me, a little taller than I need. I got my nodal rail on there. It's all folded up, and it weighs 4 pounds. So saving that 3 pounds and having a little less space in my bag, as you'll see in a moment, is essential. So I decided to go with sort of the Goldilocks tripod, the ultralight 4-pound pan and tilt panorama head setup. And I'll show you how I pack these guys that are going in to my checked bag into that checked bag in a second. All right, so here's why going light is so important. I have this golf bag packed to go, checked already. It's at 49.8 pounds already. It has my hydrofoil board, a 4 and 5 meter kite, my control bar, my pump, my impact vest, my wetsuit, all the booties, all that kind of stuff. Most of what I need for kite surfing, right already in it. It's got wheels, it rolls, but that's one hand in the airport rolling along. So that's packed. I'm also, as I said, taking another roller bag, and that's this bag that I love and recommend. It's in my ATS links, along with everything that I've been talking about. You know, I just click right over here, ATS links, hudsonhenry.com, ATS links /ATS links. And this is down in packs and gear. It's the Osprey Transporter 120. A lot of people look at it and say that's not TSA approved for size, but every time I've flown all over the world, it just looks like a big roller bag and nobody questions it. So the golf bags go as a normal check bag. So I'm just paying for one extra rolling bag. And what I do, you know, I open this thing up. It's very, very light. It's very, very durable. It's got great wheels, great rolling handles, stands up by itself. Nice place for your business card in the front for protection. I'm going to be packing my tripod in here. So I'm just going to stick it in there. I can fit my tall fluid head in there without taking the feet or the head off, which I just love. That's the first thing that goes in. I'm going to put it in near the bottom, spaced in there, and then I got a bunch of stuff that goes in. So I have kites. I have several kites, and I use Osprey, the same company. I use these compression sacks, and what I have here is a 9-meter kite. That's the biggest one here. I'm going to just drop that in the base to kind of round out the foot of this so that when it stands up, it's really compacted, and that is what the bag would stand on, is that compressed bunch of ripstop nylon in the kite. And then I'll put the other large kite up near the top, kind of locking the tripod in place. That's a 9-meter kite. And then I have a 7-meter kite. Yes, that's right. I'm taking a 4, 5, 7, and 9-meter kite on this trip. You never know what the wind's going to do. So those 3 are in there, all right? I figured out what I would put in here. I put my Move Shoot Move laser alignment tool and the polar scope that comes with the new Nomad, as well as my sensor cleaning kit in here, where normally the DJI Air 3's battery would be. I'm going to put it in there, similarly aligned like a kite. I'll put it just like that. I got all the clothes I'm taking on the trip. This is a warm place. There's, you know, a Gore-Tex jacket, some other stuff. I have it in a dry bag. I actually want that dry bag to be able to compress. But the dry bag could be handy, given that we're doing ocean activities, or I might want to keep things dry. So it's just a dual purpose. I got some toiletries in there too. I've got a helmet that needs to go in here. That can compress in right next to the dry bag of clothes. Boom. And then I think the last couple things are a sandbag, which I can use to weight down the tripod when I'm doing star photography. It's empty. There's plenty of sand there along the Sea of Cortez. I can also use it to hold down my kites in between kiting sessions, so that'll be multi-purpose. I got my AeroPress because I'm a coffee snob, and I can tell from packing I still have about 15 pounds of space in here. I'd say that's 35 pounds. So before I take off, I will toss my personal pillow in here, some ground coffee, my toothbrush and toothpaste, and then all I have to do is cinch these little cross ties that hold the bag sort of together in. Whoop. Like so. Zip it up. And it has these kind of neat little locks with ladder locks built into them that you can just tie the corner of this vinyl waterproofed lid down. Whoop. And it stands up and rolls really nicely through the airport. It stands up on its own. It's got a nice handle for rolling around, and even a little zipper pouch on the top where I keep my travel scale. So that is how I'm taking gear to Baja, what I'm taking and how I'm taking it. And that's generally how I pack. These big duffels, these big rolling duffels are amazing. I have for years used LL Bean rolling duffels, and they're great, but these Osprey Transporters are even more great. Just a phenomenal, phenomenal bag. They're lighter, they stand up on their own, they're super durable. I love the 120 because you can fit so much stuff in it. And just packing soft goods around your photo gear in a big rolling duffel, there's no better way to travel, all right? So I hope that while I'm off kiting, catching a little bit of sun in the Sea of Cortez this week, everybody else is out there enjoying wherever they happen to be, staying creative, staying safe, and we'll see you next week.